Let me start by telling something to the newer generation of fans. Tim Lincecum wasn't just another pitcher who happened to throw a little differently. For 2 electrifying seasons, he was the most dominant force Major League Baseball had ever seen. Back-to-back Cy Young awards, a fastball that left hitters trembling, a delivery so unique it made pitching coaches question everything. And then, just like that, he disappeared. No trades, no benching, no slow fade-out, gone. But before we get to the main part, let's rewind for a second. At first glance, Tim wasn't built for baseball glory. Standing 5'11", barely 170 pounds soaking wet, he looked more like a college kid sneaking into a concert than a flamethrower destined for the majors. Born June 15, 1984 in Bellevue, Washington, Lincecum's roots were humble but grounded. His mother's Filipino heritage and his father's Boeing career gave him a diverse background, but what set him apart was the relentless work ethic instilled early on. Chris Lincecum filmed every pitch his son threw from the age of 4, obsessively breaking down mechanics, tweaking, refining, a perfect storm for a pitching prodigy in the making. His high school years at Liberty Senior High in Renton, Washington showcased a raw talent that outpaced his peers. State Player of the Year's honors, a conference title, and a draft pick by the Cubs in the 48th round. But Tim had bigger plans. College ball at the University of Washington was where his velocity became legitimate and his dominance undeniable. A 1.94 ERA as a junior, a fastball flirting with triple digits, and a delivery so unorthodox it looked like choreography from a martial arts film. The accolades piled up. Pac-10 Pitcher of the Year twice, a Summer League All-Star in Cape Cod, the 2006 Golden Spikes Award recognizing him as the nation's best amateur player. And then the Giants rolled the dice, selecting him 10th overall in the 2006 draft. It was a gamble few understood, but one that paid off almost immediately. May 2007 was his major league debut. His first start? Rough. 5 earned runs in under 5 innings. Suddenly, doubts about his size and quirky motion crept back in. Then came May 17. 7 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts. The hype wasn't just talk, it was real. That year, Lincecum forced his way into the Giants' rotation, setting the stage for his freakish era. He was a strikeout machine, a pitcher whose stuff was electric and whose poise defied his stature. Opponents like Mike Lamb of the Astros openly admitted that facing Tim was like confronting an entirely different beast. July 2007, he went 4-0 with a 1.62 ERA. By August, hitters were calling his pitches electric and he was routinely overpowering lineups. Precautions kept him from overuse, but nothing could stop the rise of this phenom. Then came 2008, the year Tim Lincecum officially became a nightmare for major league hitters. Not just a flamethrower, he painted corners, mixed speeds, and made seasoned batters look amateurish. A 1.73 ERA in April, multiple shutouts, leading the league in strikeouts by this season's end. Suddenly, he was not just a Giant, he was the Giants' ace, the face of a franchise hungry for greatness. Cy Young voters agreed, handing him the award, the first for the Giants in over 4 decades. That was just the start. 2009, Lincecum cranked it up another notch. Mid-season dominance was otherworldly. Complete games, double-digit strikeouts, scoreless innings stacking up like a mountain. Another All-Star selection, this time as the starter. And yes, another Cy Young award. Back-to-back Cy Youngs in just his first 2 full seasons. Only 11 pitchers in history have achieved that. 5 are Hall of Famers. Tim Lincecum, the skateboarder kid with a quirky delivery, had just stamped himself among legends. The Giants were no longer just a team, they were a force. Buster Posey arrived, the rotation tightened, and by 2010, the postseason was within reach. Game 1 of the NLDS, Tim threw a complete game shutout with 14 strikeouts, a statement not just of skill, but of sheer will. The Giants powered through the playoffs and faced the Texas Rangers in the World Series. Game 5, series on the line. Lincecum was brilliant, throwing 8 innings before passing the ball to Brian Wilson for the save. Just like that, the Giants clinched their first World Series title in 56 years. 2007 was the last chapter of Lincecum's peak. His fourth straight All-Star nod, top 10 Cy Young finishes, and unmatched strikeout totals. From 2008 to 2011, no pitcher struck out more batters. Over 1,100 strikeouts in 4 seasons, a level of dominance rare in any era. But the cracks were beginning to show. Spring training 2012 brought a back injury that would change everything. His velocity dipped. The fastball that once hit 96 miles per hour now barely touched the high 80s. Command faltered, walks increased, and by mid-season, his ERA ballooned. The Cy Young winner was now a liability. Yet the Giants needed him. Swallowing pride, Lincecum shifted to the bullpen during the postseason and delivered. Perfect innings, clutch appearances, including Game 1 of the World Series against the Tigers. Another ring, but this time not as the ace, a reminder that even legends face change. Then came the flashes. July 2013, a no-hitter against the Padres, 148 pitches of vintage Tim. 2014, another no-hitter. Back-to-back seasons, brief glimpses of the old dominance. But between those moments, decline persisted. Velocity lost forever, ERA climbing steadily. By 2015, he was throwing 87-mile-per-hour fastballs and getting shelled. A line drive to the arm in June forced him out of the game, unknowingly, his final inning with the Giants. Behind the scenes, a degenerative hip condition had been worsening for years, hidden from the public eye. Surgery, contract expiration, and then silence from San Francisco. A brief, painful comeback attempt with the Angels in 2016 ended with an ERA over 9. A minor league deal with the Rangers in 2018 never led to a big league return. 10 years in the majors. 10 years that changed how baseball looked at pitching. 2 Cy Young Awards, 3 World Series rings, 4 All-Star appearances, 2 no-hitters, and a strikeout total that still turns heads. Hall of Fame? No. Career too short, too uneven in the end. But ask any Giants fan about the 2010s and the answer is unanimous. Tim Lincecum mattered. More than stats, more than numbers, more than any conventional measure. He wasn't meant to be normal. He didn't look like a pitcher. He didn't throw like a pitcher, and he didn't fade like one either. He disappeared like a legend, fast, unforgettable, and a little mysterious. The most beloved San Francisco sports figure since Joe Montana, the Sacramento Bee called him in 2014. That's not a baseball career, that's mythology. So here's to you, Tim, for the strikeouts, for the chaos, for the rings. You weren't built to last forever, but for a while, you were untouchable. Big time Timmy Jim, you haven't been forgotten, not even close. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.